Yes, now you can start.
Everyone, good morning and welcome to today's class. So in the last class, we were looking at constructions of triangles, which is from Maths 2. We have completed practice set 1, 2 and 3. In this class, we will be looking at practice problem set, right? So let us do a quick recap first. The three type of constructions for this lesson are based on sum, difference and perimeter. So sum is about when you will be given two sides with a sum. The second difference, there are again two parts, and then perimeter. So total there are four type of constructions. And the type 1 construction is where we are given a base, an angle and sum of the lengths of two sides. Okay, so let's look at the process. Always start with drawing out the base, then the angle, then you have to mark whatever. Maybe if you're given a mark, if you're given the sum, if you're given the difference, you need to mark the sum or difference. Then join and bisect, that is you have to draw the perpendicular bisector, and finally joining the vertex completes the construction. Same goes with the difference type of questions, but again there are two types in this. Let us quickly revise which two type of constructions are there for difference. Okay, so these are the two types. And how do we identify when or which construction goes when? So if the left side is greater, then the construction is done on the upper end, okay, upside. All right, so just check. The first segment is always greater. It is greater minus smaller, right? So if you check, AB is greater here, the left side is greater, this is the left side is greater, that's why we do the construction up. And for the second case, this is again greater, AC is greater and AB is smaller. So greater minus smaller. So you notice AB is smaller in this case. Okay, so just by looking at what is given, you can clearly identify which type of construction is supposed to be done. In this case, since the left side is smaller, the construction is going to be done downwards. Okay, and what are the steps? The steps remain the same. That is, you draw the base first, then draw the angle. You have to mark the difference. It can be up or down. Okay, anyhow. Third step is to mark the difference. Finally, you need to join and bisect. Bisect means what? You need to draw perpendicular bisector, and joining the vertex completes the construction. Okay, then type 3 construction is where we are given the perimeter, we are given the two base angles, right? So these are the three things which are given, two base angles and the perimeter. We start with drawing out the base, that is we draw the perimeter first. And then second step, two angles are given, we will half the angles and we have to draw half of each angle. Okay, that's the second step. Next, wherever these half angles meet, that is the vertex. We get one vertex. To this vertex or to the sides we have got by joining these two angles, we are going to draw two perpendicular bisectors on each. And wherever the bisectors meet on the base, that gives us the other two vertices, and that's how the construction is complete. Okay, so that was a quick recap. Now let's do problem set 4. Okay, construct triangle XYZ such that XY plus YZ equals to 10.3 centimeters, YZ is 4.9 centimeters, and angle XYZ is 45 degrees. Now you need to identify first which type of construction this is. So this is type 1 where the sum is given. right? So how do we start? We start with drawing out a rough diagram. Okay, so x, y, z, we are given the sum. So sum is 10.3, base yz is 4.9. So this is 4.9 centimeters. The angle xyz, that is angle y, the middle letter, angle y is 45 degrees. This is 45 degrees. Okay, always mention whenever you draw rough diagram, always mention that this is rough diagram. So let us move on to do the constructions. Let us do it together, everyone. Okay, be ready with the tools. You need a compass, a ruler, pencil, and protector, right? So quickly looking back at the rough diagram, it was XYZ, right? XYZ with angle Y equals to 45 degrees, and the base was 4.9 centimeters. And the sum given XY plus XZ is 10.3 centimeters, right? This is problem set 4, question number 1. Okay, and how do we begin on this? We start with drawing out the base. So step 1, draw the base. Okay, you all know how already we have completed the lesson. It's just a recap because it's problem set, right? So everybody should be able to do it. Okay, we start with drawing the base, which is 4.9 centimeters. So here let's mark 4.9 centimeters on the ruler. And then you need to label it. So label it as YZ, and it's 4.9 centimeters. Next, second step, we need to draw the angle. Okay, what is the angle? It's 45 degrees. Okay. Yes. So using a protector, place it on point Y and mark 45 degrees. Since we see that from the point Y, the line is moving to this side, we need to use the lower end markings. 45 degrees, it's over here. Okay, and join and extend. So from point Y, you need to join to 45 degrees and then extend. Quickly mark this. So this is 45 degrees. Okay, draw arrowheads over here like this. Now step 3, you have to mark the sum. Okay, addition problem, so it will be always upwards. So mark the sum in the on the ruler, using the ruler and the compass. You have to set 10.3. So in this case, for me, the compass doesn't work. So straight away, I'm going to use the ruler to mark it up. Okay, you can use the compass. So from here, I'm going to take the distance 10.3. And mark it over here. Just check, this is 10.3. Okay, the lower end for me is 10.3. All right, so this end, this is 10.3. So you have to, using the compass, you have to draw an arc or 10.3. All right. Next step is step number 4. As soon as you get this point, you label it. It's not X, it's any random point. Maybe you can name it as A. Join this A to Z. Okay, so join this A to Z. Mark the sum and join it to Z. Once you join it, the next step is to draw a perpendicular bisector. So draw perpendicular bisector on AZ. Okay, so with the help of compass, what are we going to do? We will be bisecting AZ. So place the steel point on point Z and then take more than half distance. I'm going to change some color. Okay, take more than half distance like this. And you need to make sure that you don't move the distance. We have to use same distance to draw 4 arcs. So draw arc on the left hand side, 1 arc on the right hand side. Yes, then place the steel point on point A. Without changing the distance, you need to cross out the arcs. So place the steel point on point A, and here we are going to cross out the arcs. This, likewise, we cross out the arc on other end. Okay, so that gives us 2 points. Joining these 2 points, we get the perpendicular bisector. So on the blue line, here I will mark that this is perpendicular and bisector. Parallelly, here on this side, the perpendicular bisector meets the side AY at a point. This point is point X. Okay, join this point X to Z. This is your triangle, triangle XYZ. The pink triangle is our final answer. Okay, and you can always verify, right? So let's quickly verify. We need to check if the answer is, if the sum is 10.3. So using a ruler, you can find out what is XY and what is XZ. Adding them up, we should get the sum that is 10.3. So here we are placing the ruler on XY and check, this is 6.1. Okay, so XY is 6.1, and now we'll measure XZ. This should be 4.2, right? And adding them up, you see that turns out to be 10.3 centimeters. Okay, so that's how we do the verification. Okay, I'll quickly repeat the steps. First, we draw the base, which is YZ in this case. Then draw the angle, that is 45 degrees. You need to mark the sum. If you're not able to measure it up on the ruler, then you can straight away, with the help of ruler, you can mark a point on the line Y, on this line AY, and mark that point. Once you mark the sum, you need to join AZ and then draw a perpendicular on AZ. Wherever the perpendicular meets this side AY, that point is the vertex. Okay, so that point is this vertex. You can label it as X, and that completes the construction. Let us move on to next question. Question number 2. Construct triangle ABC in which angle B is 70 degrees, angle C is 60 degrees, and AB plus AC, BC plus AC is given to be 11.2 centimeters. Now, if you look at it carefully, this is the perimeter, right? Sum of all 3 sides is the perimeter. So this is third type of construction, that is based on perimeter. We are given 2 angles. and the perimeter. So how do we proceed? First, draw the rough diagram. In the rough diagram, you can just mention that this is triangle ABC with angle B where it is 70 degrees and angle C is 60 degrees. No need to draw the perimeter here, right? But you need to mention that this is rough diagram. What are the steps? First, we start with drawing out the perimeter. So that's the perimeter here. Then we need to draw angles on each side. So angle, maybe this is B and this is C. So on B, this is 70 degrees. We do half of the angles, right? So this will be 35 degrees, and on angle C, on the point C, we have to draw the angle 30 degrees. Wherever these two rays meet, that point is the point A, right? Once we draw the perimeter and the angles, then we have to check where they meet. From that point, let's say that point is A, so we have to bisect this side and the other side. Bisecting somewhere, we will get 2 points, and those 2 points will be the actual points of the triangle. So this is B and this is C. We can name this as B dash and C dash. So that's how we get the triangle. Okay, let's move to do the actual construction. So here, everyone, quickly be ready with your tools. So we start with drawing out the rough diagram first. That's ABC, where B is 70 degrees and C is 60 degrees, right? We need to mention that this is a rough diagram. Everybody start with drawing out the base first. What is the base? The base is 11.2 centimeters. That is the perimeter. So we start with drawing out the base of 11.2 centimeters. There, this is 11.2 centimeters. Okay. And then we need to draw angles. So first step, you draw the perimeter. Second step, half angles. We need to draw half angles. So half of 70, that is 35. So we need to draw 35 degrees and 30 degrees. Okay, how do you label this? That's 11.2 centimeters. And you can label this as maybe B dash, C dash. Okay, B dash corresponds to B. So there will be, we will draw 35 degrees on B dash. So with the help of protractor, place it on point B dash. And now we draw 35 degrees. So here, this is 35 degrees on the lower end. Since the side is moving to the right, we start from right. 0, 10, 20, 30, and 35 is marked over here. Join and extend. Likewise, we will draw 30 degrees on point C. Now you see from the point C, this side is moving towards the left. So start on this end, the upper end, 0, 10, 20, 30. So here we mark 30. And join C dash to this point and extend so that both the lines, they meet somewhere. Okay. Now this point is point A. We draw arrowheads on each end and label it. So B dash is 35 degrees and C dash is 30 degrees. Okay. Now third step, we need to draw perpendicular bisector. So draw perpendicular bisector on which two sides? On AB and on AB dash and AC dash. Okay. So with the help of compass, we are going to first draw perpendicular bisector on AB dash. So take distance or measure distance more than half, okay? And without disturbing it, without changing the distance, we have to draw 4 arcs. So keep the steel point on V dash and now draw 2 arcs on each side. Like this. And then without changing the distance, we have to place the steel point on point A. Yes, I hope you all are working out with me. You need to cross out the arcs like that. And you can notice in this case, the arcs don't meet. No worries at all. You can place back the steel point on B dash and now try to cross it out. So this way we got 2 points. Joining the 2 points and extending it downwards, you see that the line, the perpendicular bisector meets the base at a point, and that is one of our vertex. Okay, maybe you can just join and extend towards the base like this. And here you notice we have got this point. This is the point B. Now same way we have to bisect the other end, the other side, that is AC dash. So place the steel point on point A and now again take more than half distance. So somewhere like this, and we have to draw 4 arcs. Okay, so with the help of point A, you draw 1 arc up and 1 arc on the other end like this. Okay, place the steel point on C dash. Without disturbing the distance, we are placing the steel point on C dash and now cross out the arcs. So here we are crossing out the arcs like this. Right? And that gives us 2 points. Joining these 2 points, we get the third vertex. Okay. That gives us the third vertex. This is point C. Yeah, just highlight it. This is point C. And now join AB and AC. That completes the construction. So 4th point, when you draw the perpendicular bisectors on the base, we get the other 2 vertices. And joining them, we get the triangle. So see that triangle ABC, the pink triangle is our construction. Okay, the main one. That's the answer. So we mark point B as 70 degrees and point C as 60 degrees. You can always verify your work with the help of a protector. Now you can just place and check, is this 70 degrees? Yes, it is 70 degrees. Check angle C, is it 60 degrees? Yes, it is 60 degrees. Okay, so that's how you do the verification. Or else you can also find the sides, measure the sides of AB, BC, AC, add them up and check if it is 11.2 centimeters in this case, right? So either using the perimeter or using the angles, we can verify our work. Let's move on to next question now. Notice this is question number 4. Okay, question number 3 is omitted for this academic year. Right now, question number 4, construct triangle PQR in which PQ minus QR equals 2.4 centimeter, QR equals 6.4 centimeter, and angle PQR is given to be 55 degrees. Let's start with drawing out the rough diagram. So this is triangle PQR. Okay, mention that this is rough diagram. Now you need to identify which type of problem is this. First thing we see that it is difference. But in difference also, is it the up one or the down one? Because there are two types, right? In difference, it will be up or down. So check, it says PQ minus PR. So this is greater minus smaller, right? That means PQ is greater. And we know if the upper end or if the left side is greater, then we have to do up construction. That is, the construction will be on the upper end. Hope you all are able to follow. Yes, everyone. Once again, I'll repeat it quickly. Check. PQ minus PR is given. That's the difference kind of question where PQ is greater and PR is smaller. Okay. So PQ is greater. We mark it on the left hand side. Since the left hand side is greater, the construction is going to be upward. Okay. And label the rough diagram properly. We are given 6.4 is the base. So 6.4 centimeter is the base. And angle PQR. By PQR, we see the middle letter, that's Q. That means angle Q is 55 degrees. All right, let's do the construction. We start with drawing out the rough diagram. So I'll be doing it really quick. This is problem set 4, and we are working on question number 4. So the rough diagram, that's a triangle. The name is PQR, where angle Q is given to be 55 degrees and the base is given to be 6.4 centimeters and the difference is given to be 2.4 centimeter. Okay, we need to mention that this is a rough diagram. Just double checking if you're looking at the correct screen. Yes. Okay. And we start with drawing out the base first. Okay. So start with the base. Base is given to be 6.4 centimeters. Just give me 1 minute, students. Just give me 1 minute. All right, let's continue. Thank you. So we start with drawing out the base first. The base is 6.4 centimeters. So I'm going to pull the ruler down. Why? Because the difference is very small. So somewhere the lines will intersect up. Okay. So leave some more room on the upper end. We start with drawing out the base, that is 6.4 centimeters. So here, mark 6.4 centimeters with the help of ruler and then label it. That's QR, which is 6.4 centimeters. Okay. Now draw, second step, draw the angle. Angle that is 55 degrees. So with the help of protractor, we place it on point Q and draw 55 degrees. So mark 55 degrees over here like this. Now join point Q to that point and extend. Okay, so join point Q to point to this point and we extend it up. And we mark it here. This is 55 degrees. Okay. Step 3. We mark the difference. How do we mark the difference? All right. So mark the difference. So with the help of ruler, it's 2.4 centimeters, and a compass, we place the steel point on 0 and check 2.4 centimeters. So here we are going to measure 2.4 centimeters. Check, this is 2.4 centimeters. Okay, be very careful while measuring the distance. And now I'm going to lock it. Okay, so with the help of ruler and a compass, you measure the difference 2.4 centimeters. And now we are going to draw an arc. Okay, so mark it. How do we mark it? We just draw an arc like this. I'm going to change color, just a second. Yes. So here we are going to mark an arc like this. This is the difference, 2.4 centimeters. Okay. Step 4, this point is not the point P. Okay, it's not the point P. It's a random point. So let's mark it as X. Okay. Join XR. Join XR. Now let's join XR. So here, and next, step number 5, we have to bisect. So as soon as you join, draw perpendicular bisector. So bisect XR. With the help of compass, we have to bisect XR. Okay, so here we take more than half distance and draw arcs on each side. Yes, so we need to lock it, right? So for me, I have this option. Okay, when you're doing it on paper, be very careful. Don't change the distance, and we draw arcs on both the ends. Just check. I'll try to do it really slow. Just a minute. Yeah. Here we draw 2 arcs, and then place the steel point on other end, and we have to cross out these arcs. So here we cross out these 2 arcs like this. Okay. Cross out the arcs, and now we see that we have got 2 points. Joining these 2 points and extend it nicely upwards so that somewhere it is going to intersect the black line, and that point is our vertex. Okay, so I'm going to extend the black line now because it doesn't intersect. Okay, so just place it like this and extend. You should see it will meet at some point. Okay, now for me, you can see it is out of the box. All right, but still it will intersect at some place, and that's how you should be doing it. Okay, so join that point to the point R. That point is point P. Okay, maybe in case if I would have pulled this construction a bit down, then maybe that would have worked, right? So in case if I pull this down, I won't be able to get the perpendicular bisector. So that's the problem. Okay, so students, you have to try this out. We started with drawing the base, then the angle, we marked the difference, then join the point that we got. This point is not the vertex. It can be any point. You can label it using any letter. So join XR. Once you join XR, bisect it. So we have drawn a perpendicular bisector here. Okay, and this bisector will join this QX, the ray QX at some point. That point is point P. So step 6, join P to R. Okay, and that gives you the triangle PQR. Okay, I know everybody must have got it because I don't have room here, but I told you in advance that you need some good space upside. Why? Because the difference is small here. Whenever it's like less than 3 or less than 2.5, you should always keep maybe 15-16 lines above so that the lines can nicely meet somewhere, and then you get the vertex easily. Okay, so that completes the construction. I won't join it because it's out of the box, so I don't want to confuse you all on that. Okay. So that completes problem set 4. So if anybody has any doubts, you can ask. Go ahead and raise your hand.